morning everyone and welcome to this edition of Market Fatafat. I'm Avan Dabash and the markets are holding out in the green, but there's clearly reason for us in the newsroom to celebrate because yet again the numbers tell a tale. Thank you to all of the viewers for making ET Now yet again in the week gone by the #1 English business news channel with a 50% rating. So yet again it really proves that all of the hard work and has really paid off, and we would like to thank our viewers for the same. A solid rating yet again. But let's move right on then and focus in on Market Fatafat and lots of newsmakers. We've got Utkarsh standing by to talk about the RBI PSB meet. We understand that the RBI governor is all set to meet the bank chiefs today and to talk about the rate transmission. Let's bring on board Utkarsh, who has the details. Utkarsh?
What is picked up at this point of time is that, as you said, rate cut transmission is the biggest agenda of the meeting between RBI and the bank, RBI governor and the bankers. But what also is an agenda will be that governor will be taking a stock of the liquidity situation in the market. That is something which he has been speaking for a lot of time. In fact, the governor has said in many occasions that he will keep in touch with all the bankers to keep a regular check of what's happening in the market. And lastly, what is also expected to be touched upon is the external benchmarking of the interest rates. So that is something which is on the agenda. What we are picking up at this point of time is that it's the second half of the day that the meeting will start, and we'll keep you up to date of whatever happens.
Very much. We look forward to all of those developments. It's an all-important meet that will be clearly monitored today. Shaktikanta Das pushing for the rate transmission that we saw in the policy. Are the banks going to oblige? All of that will be discussed and maintains to be seen. Straight up then to Market Fatafat, and let's bring on board Kunal Botra, Sumit Bagadia, as well as my colleague Soumya, who's now joining in. And start off then with all of the newsmakers that are in focus. #1 on the radar is without a doubt the PSU banks, all in fine fettle this morning, as there's going to be an infusion of nearly 48,200 crores into 12 PSU banks. You have Allahabad Bank, Central Bank, which are some of the lead bankers who are going to get the maximum capital infusion. Being viewed very positively by the brokerage community, JP Morgan said that this is going to help to unlock liquidity within the sector as a whole. Most PSBs have shown declining GNPLs and the situation could improve. It would the banks would be able to now exit the PCA. And their top picks are SBI, ICICI and HDFC Bank, but you do have all of the PSU banks which are powering ahead on the back of this news. The likes of Central Bank and Allahabad Bank seeing very smart moves. In fact, earlier this morning we connected with Mr. S.S. Malikarjun, MD and CEO of Allahabad Bank, and he says that the capital infusion was required in order to satisfy RBI's regulatory requirements, and he aims to reduce his NPAs below 6% by March. Let's listen in.
There are a couple of things. First thing is that the capital was required to satisfy the regulatory requirements. Besides, we are also looking at reducing our net NPA by March below 6%. Now, this will give an opportunity for us to look for even growth. We have decided to close down our Hong Kong branch. As PCA is concerned, it is the prerogative of RBI. So we avoid the decision of RBI. At the end of December, while the limit was 1,29,000 crore. We were at only 126,000 crore. So there was headroom available, which is sufficient for us to take care up to June, by which time we are expecting the bank to come to profitability.
All right, let's move away from the PSU banks and focus in on IT. There's TCS, which is in focus. 1931 is where the stock is currently trading at. Kunal, give us a sense as to what the trend has been like. What's the outlook?
So on the weekly charts, the 44 exponential moving average has been a very important indicator for TCS stock price. In the last 5 months, it's taking support almost 4 times. And I'm talking about the weekly charts and that too, quite a broader moving average. So it's a very important moving average, and this time as well, the stock has bounced off from those 1900 levels, and again taking support at that 44 exponential moving average. So net, I believe that the stock could see some more rally from a short-term view. 1960 approximately could be a short-term target on TCS, and maintain that buy call which I had given a couple of days back as well.
All right, that's the take coming in, recovering in from a strong support rather. Moving on then, it's Ujjivan as well that's making headlines today. Why is that, Soumya?
Well, Avan, the company, this is what we're gathering from the agencies, the company has sent 3 names for the post of MD and CEO and to the RBI and is expecting an approval on the same from RBI in 2 months, within 2 months. The company says that it is exploring all the options to meet the listing norms, and from the options that are available on the table, they believe a merger with Ujjivan Financial is the best way to list the company. But at the same time, it believes that RBI may not approve or will not be favouring the merger with the parent company.
All right, there you have it. That's the take coming in on Ujjivan 279. Meantime, let's pull up some interesting stocks on the broader end of the market and pull up Just Dial, because that stock is quite active in trade today as it's knocking on the doors of 490. As we speak, it's up a good 2.5% nearly. Sumit, your take here?
Hi, good morning, Avan. Yes, the stock is up, but overall the structure is looking weak. We feel that such bounce back and such pullback in Just Dial should be used as selling opportunity, because the stock is moving in a range, and in every rise or pullback in past, we have seen that the stock has faced selling pressure. Same we expect now also. Just Dial will face selling pressure at around 495-500 levels. So it's better to use this rise and pullback as a sell opportunity, with the stop loss to be placed at 510 levels on higher side for the downside target of 470 and 465 next couple of days.
All right, that's the take coming in on Just Dial. Let's move right on then and focus in on Vedanta. And what kind of a pattern are you seeing here on the charts, Kunal?
For the last 3 days, there's been, a very interesting candlestick pattern getting formed. It's, in technical terms, what we call as a 3, white soldiers kind of a pattern, where the stock has closed at the high point of the day. The candles have been quite, strong, because the open and the low for every day has been, almost at a similar level. So net, I believe that, Vedanta could continue to rally. There's this big resistance line around that 180 mark, which the stock had, had shown when it had gapped down, post the news. I believe that after this, candlestick pattern, the stock should try and test that resistance zone. So 180 could be a near-term target for Vedanta from current levels.
All right, watch out for those levels on Vedanta. The stock has been seeing a steady uptrend. The newsmaker this morning is also Tech Mahindra. Check in on that one, as the IT major has approved a share buyback proposal. The price has been set at a nice hefty premium to where the stock is currently trading at. 950 rupees per share is the price. In fact, they've approved a share buyback proposal of nearly 2.06 crore shares, not exceeding 1956 crore rupees. In fact, the company is fairly cash laden and is now, returning a lot of the cash on their books to the shareholders. This is following the footsteps of Infosys as well, that had offered a buyback of close to 8,000 crores. Persistent Systems as well had followed suit. And given the kind of hefty cash on books, this leaves a comfortable headroom as well for their own plans. 829 is where the stock price is at. 950, pardon me, is the buyback price. Well, moving on then, let's pull up an oil marketing company. Continues to be utterly volatile, but at 332 is where it's currently at. Sumit, do you believe that, this kind of a choppy move will continue in BPCL?
Yes, absolutely right. See, BPCL is overall looking strong to me. In last couple of days, we have seen some correction, and then we have seen some pullback. Now from low levels, we will again seeing some buying or some demand from low levels. We feel that any dip till 330 or 325 should be used as buying opportunity, and the stop loss for the long positions should be placed at 320 levels on lower side, and on higher side we can expect that the stock to move up till 345 or 355 levels in next couple of weeks. Overall, we feel that BPCL is a good buy at current market price.
Check in on that stock. It's a buy recommendation on BPCL with a stop loss of 320. Meantime, Soumya, let's also watch out for Coal India. The stock is a tad tempered in trade today. What exactly is keeping it in news?
Well, Avan, the stock is in focus because it's some sort of relief coming in for it. It gets SEBI exemption for share buyback program. The company had filed for application with SEBI on Feb 12, seeking an exemption from strict enforcement of the buyback norms. So a relief coming in for the company.
All right, that's certainly something to watch out for. But let's move right on then and flag off Siddharth's first stock, and that is TVs Motor. Siddharth, what exactly are the observations? It is at 458 today.
One, we are seeing all beaten down names bouncing back, and be it, you know, metal space or some of the infrastructure names. In fact, some of the pharma names also bouncing back. But one space which is under, you know, continuous hammer is auto space, and within that TVs Motor continues to form short positions. Volumes are also high, and next support is still far away. It's around 440 odd levels. So anticipating that, you know, there can be a further downside from current levels, TVs Motor should be on the short side.
On the short side, that's the take coming in. Moving on then to some more PSU banks, and Union Bank as well is jumped on the bandwagon. You're seeing a smart gain. Of course, that recapitalization is the big trigger here. But based on the technical chart patterns, Kunal, is the euphoria here to stay?
No, absolutely. I believe you know, that this is just a, you know, maybe a short-term you know, euphoria which is seeing on Union Bank, but I believe that this could be, you know, a start of a new trend for many of the PSU banks. I have just about you know, taken just one stock from the banking lot, but net, you know, most of these stocks are forming very strong divergence patterns, and I'm not talking of hourly charts or daily charts for a change. I'm talking of you know, weekly charts and monthly charts for many PSU banks. So I believe Union Bank is one you know, such stock which should you know, rally strongly on a positional basis. 80 is the target which I've highlighted, but the stock has potential to achieve much higher levels from those as well.
All right, lots of headroom on the upside. That's the verdict on Union Bank. Meantime, it's DHFL or Divan Housing that's in focus today. The Economic Times is reporting that the promoters are now initiating talks in order to sell their stake. We understand that Vedanta Global has initiated talks, and this is to sell their controlling stake in the company. In fact, there's been a lot of interest from potential buyers, the likes of Blackstone, KKR, Hero, Piramal, Fullerton. They have all envisaged interest in DHFL, and that is keeping the stock active. 3% on Divan Housing. Moving on then to another banking stock, and it's ICICI Bank as well that is in focus. You know, you had a lot of analysts betting on this one on the upside, but where is it that you believe the stock is likely to see resistance, Sumit? Are you also bullish?
Yes, we are also bullish. We are also expecting stock to move up from present levels. It's quoting at around 350 to 353 levels. From here on, we should see a good upside move in which we can see levels of around 365, 370 as an immediate target. Closing over 370 will take stock prices to 400 levels. For a trading perspective, one can initiate long positions at the current market price with the stop loss to be placed at 345 levels on lower side for the upside target of 365 and 370.
All right, that's the word coming in, 353 on last take on ICICI Bank. Meantime, at number 14 then, let's pull up Britannia as well, and Credit Suisse has come out with their note. What exactly, Soumya, do they have to say?
Well, Avan, the stock has been buzzing on the back of this positive note by Credit Suisse. They have upgraded the stock from neutral to outperform stance and have even raised the price target from 3,300 rupees to 3,400 rupees. Well, they say that Britannia will gain as government stimulus for rural consumption starts, but it might happen with a lag of 2 quarters. They expect it to gradually gain market share in biscuit category in a period of 4 to 5 years, and this gain would be driven primarily by efforts on distribution expansion, focus on states of the Hindi belt, and launch of premium folk biscuits. Well, Britannia's foray into new category outside of biscuits also looks very promising. Well, this is what they hold for Britannia, outperforming stance with a target price of 3,400 rupees.
All right, that's the view coming in. No wonder then that the stock is upbeat in trade today. Well, on that note, we take a quick break. Do come right back. A whole host of other stocks to be discussed on Market Fatafat. Back with Market Fatafat, we're holding out in the green, although it's just a very slim gain, 10,763. Well, let's get right back to business then. Whole host of stocks to watch out for. We flagged off Tech Mahindra, we flagged off TCS. Now let's talk about another IT stock, and that's Tata Elxsi, Siddharth.
Firstly, the stock was an underperformer till 4 days back, and then we are seeing that along with IT space bouncing back, this stock is bouncing. And there was a day when IT stocks were correcting, but still this stock was doing well, Avan, and there were formation of long positions. So this is not short covering, this is rise in open interest which is taking Tata Elxsi higher. We are seeing high volume activity. So all points, that is price, OI and volume, are suggesting that stock probably would continue to move high. And 850, which is not very far away for a high beta name like Tata Elxsi, is a very strong support to watch out for.
All right, that's the take coming in, 905. That's where Tata Elxsi is. Let's move right on then and focus in on Dish TV. A beleaguered name, but today there's some sort of activity here. Let's understand which way the stock's headed. Sumit, why do you have a buy stance here?
Well, the stock has given a very good move in last 7 to 8 days time horizon. From the lower levels of 20, we have seen a one-way move till 36 levels. Now, from here on, there is a possibility that we might see the extension of this up move, and from here on, we can see a move till 40 or even till 42 levels. For a trading perspective, yes, one can initiate long positions with the stop loss to be placed at 34 levels on lower side for the upside target of 40 and 42 levels.
All right, watch out. That's the latest coming in on Dish TV. Let's move right on then and focus in on Reliance Industries. Strong momentum being seen here, Kunal?
Absolutely, Avan, and after 2 days of literally a sideways move, the stock is gaining some decent momentum today. So it's not just the price rise which is exciting, but it's the way the stock is taking charge, and also one of the reasons why the Nifty is also showing some decent gains or follow-through action after yesterday's strong price gain. I think Reliance is one of the key reasons for that. And if Reliance continues to show the strength in terms of chart patterns and price patterns, then I believe index could also move up higher. From a short-term view, Reliance could rally another 30 to 40 rupees. So 1280 approximately is the target which I'm eyeing on Reliance for the near term.
All right, that's the view coming in. There is a strong rally in place. The stock, remember, has been in focus with the comments coming in as well from global giants. Meantime, it's Tata Motors. Are we going to see a turnaround or not? Well, you do have N. Chandra, who has been at the helm for the last 2 years, who is now very optimistic about the turnaround prospects for Tata Motors in terms of that being a priority. He says that the immediate priority is to stabilize the loss-making JLR unit. They're initiating a plan as well to shrink down their overall subsidiaries. Is this overall rejig going to work in favor of Tata Motors? That maintains to be seen. But in other news, they're going to supply 80 electric buses to West Bengal. Stock holding out in the green at 166. Away from that to some more mid-caps then. Let's focus in on PTC today. The stock is having a fairly rough run. Good time to buy, Sumi?
Well, I think one should wait for fresh buying positions because the stock has given a very good move from lower levels in last couple of days. Now immediately it will face resistance at resistance of 200 DMA at 80-81 levels. I think it's better to be on sell side with the stop loss to be placed at 84 levels on high side, and on downside we can again test levels of around 75. So it's better to avoid long positions at current market price.
All right, that's the view coming in. Watch out for PTC. Sell is the call. Meantime, Soumya, let's talk about Alembic Pharma.
Well, good news coming in for the company. They've received US FDA nod for acetazolamide. Well, Alembic is the 8th player to get the approval for this drug, which is used to prevent and reduce the symptoms of altitude sickness. Well, a positive news for the company, but somehow the stock isn't reacting. But let's see how does it fare by the end of the day.
All right, 522 on last day. But with that, then we wrap it up right here on Market Fatafat. Many thanks for joining in. Do keep it with ET now. We've got lots more news and analysis. Markets at noon coming right up.